Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. This week, I'm joining the Punched Out Thursday to Die For collaboration. We share ideas every Thursday on what to do with your punches and your dies. I'm going to put links to Ronnie's, Kathy's, Krista's, and Rebecca's channels all in the description box below, so be sure to check out what they're up to this week. And you're about to see on the screen what I'm going to be creating. So I will be making the background of this layout as well as all the embellishments with tools from my stash. Now for the material, the paper comes from Photoplay Paper's Cat Lover collection, the cardstock from Basil and Simple Stories, and those alphas are from Simple Stories. As for the tools, you're going to see a whole bunch of tools that I will be using. Now I'll talk about these tools, some stamps, punches, and dies throughout the process. They will all be listed in the description box below. And I'm also going to tell you how to create substitutes if you don't have these tools, because some of them are really old. Anyway, here's what I have on my desk. So in advance, I prepared a frame style foundation with 3 sheets of paper, and I got 2 of them, and I will be using that paper elsewhere on my layout. I'm just showing you the corner rounder. I forgot to put it in the photo at the beginning, but I did use it around the white part of that foundation page, around all 4 corners. I matted 1 photo of Chester in advance with the paper from behind the foundation page. So I'm just showing you the printed paper I do plan to use from this collection. And honestly, I will be creating everything else from my tools. I'm showing you a pile of scraps I have here as well. That's going to be for the punch art. And I also have that line paper. That one there is from Paige Evans' Go the Scenic Route. I'll be creating a journaling box with that. The next part, I lost a bit of footage here. I'm sorry about that. All I'm doing is cutting out 7 circles in 4 different papers. That's what you see right there. And I will be putting measurements for all of this on the screen. So it's not too difficult, the technique here. I'm just running it through the Big Shot. Anyway, as you can see, I have a pile of circles here. And essentially these are 4-inch circles, 3.5, 3.25, and that small one that I'm showing you right there, that one is 2 3/4 inches. Now most of them are just nesting circle dies. Mine are from Stampin' Up, and the smallest one is a stitched circle die, again from Stampin' Up. What I'm going to do with these circles is create what I like to call a mini page. It's essentially a background where I will be placing my photos, my title, my journaling, and all of my embellishing. And what I'm doing is creating kind of a wonky circle. I don't want it to be a perfect circle. You can kind of see I have it a little bit askew in this way and that. And I plan to place the photo over a bit towards the left. And you can kind of see where I plan to put my journaling box just on top of one of those circles in the bottom right. Now to place these circles, to adhere them, instead of removing them, because there's no way I would get them exactly in the same position, I'm just lifting each one, adding a tiny bit of adhesive just to hold them in place. And then what I'm doing is adding more adhesive. That's what I'm doing right now, just so I can get it down exactly how I want it. Now I do take my T-square just to make sure the word meow there on that text print is straight. And I'm going to do the same thing with that graph paper, because when I do my writing, I'm going to want that to be straight as well. I didn't put too much adhesive on that photo because I will be doing some embellishing, and I'll probably tuck a little bit underneath the photo, or at least I want the option to do that. Now what I'm going to do is show you my title. So I do have 2 alphas, and for the large ones there, the blue letters, I put that on wax paper already. It says Chester's Toy. Those are foam alphas, super, super resistant, but that sticker book I'm showing you there, full of letters from Simple Stories, is very fragile. So I'm going to put another title underneath the word toy, but I'm going to wait until the end. That one there I won't transfer on wax paper. Again, it's too fragile, the letters would rip. I'm showing you a stamp and die set here from Stampin' Up. It's really old. It's called A Pocket Full of Sunshine. And what I'm doing here is creating a pocket. Now, after I do this, I'm going to tell you how to create a pocket if you don't have this set. But what I want you to take note there that I just did, and I do it again in a minute, when I positioned that stamp on the clear block, I took the die and placed it on top of the stamp to make sure the two matched up, because that die is extremely flexible and there's a hole in the middle of it and it's a large surface. So sometimes when you use those large surface stamps and put them on the block, if they coordinate with a punch or a die, they can move around a bit. So I'm about to do it again because I kind of mucked up the ink on my stamp there. But what I did was I simply placed the die on top of the stamp to make sure the two matched up. So when I go to punch out or to cut out that pocket, the stamped image will actually match the die. So you can see there I've got myself a pocket stamped out, and that's like a stitching all around the edge of the pocket. And now what I'm doing is digging into that very same stamp set, and there's another row of stitching that I can put across the middle of that pocket. So that's what you see me about to do, sorry, right there. I'm doing this, the blue that I'm using there is a polka dot paper. It's very close to the color that's in the foundation page as well as the background of my photo, except it's a little bit different. There are polka dots on it. It's part of that Photoplay paper collection. So as you can see now, I'm placing the die right on top of that, and it comes out really, really nice. So it fits perfectly because I positioned the stamp on top of that die before actually stamping. Otherwise, sometimes they go a little bit wonky and the die doesn't match the printed image. So you have like crooked lines and stuff. So you can see I have a pocket, and what pops out there is some little extra edges that I'm folding over right now, and that's good if you really want to create a pocket and add a little bit of adhesive just around 3 edges, and then you could stuff things in it. Now what I'm showing you is how you can make your own pocket. So basically what I have here is a piece of paper that measures 2.5 inches by 3 inches. Up from the bottom on each side, 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom, I did myself a little dot, and then I drew it to the point in the middle at the bottom of the pocket. And essentially I made the very same pocket that I punched out with my die. Now you can obviously add your own stitching with a real sewing machine, hand stitching, or you can draw it around the edges if you like. Now what you see me doing is stamping out some flowers, and then I'm going to use a punch to punch them out. Again, another old set from Stampin' Up. This one here is called a Grateful Bunch. And you can see there I'm getting out my punch, and I'm going to punch out my stamped flowers. I did it in red and yellow. And I also get out another old punch. In a minute, you're going to see me get out my leaf punch. Now all of these are retired stamps from Stampin' Up. Now what you need here is a flower punch and a leaf punch. And what I like about this one is there are 3 different sizes, so it kind of adds a bit of interest in my floral cluster. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm creating a floral cluster that's popping out of this pocket. So I'm starting with the larger flowers, I'm coming in with the leaves, and then you're going to see me come in with the smaller flowers. You saw there that off camera I punched out a few more flowers, and in the white there I also punched out some flowers. That's because some of these flowers I do plan to pop up on foam adhesive. You can kind of see where I plan to place my title, and now I'm getting out my trusty cat punch, again from Stampin' Up. And I just punched myself out a cat, and I often use that punch when I create Chester pages. I'm going to put flowers in 2 more areas on the page. You can see there under the pocket there in front of the cat, there is a little bit of trapped white space there. So I tucked 1 flower there, and I'll put 1 up by the title as well. So now what I'm doing is adhering my pocket, and I am adhering it like a pocket with some pretty heavy duty adhesive around 3 of the 4 sides, even though I'm not really treating this like a pocket. I could. It's one of those kind of things where you could add a tag in there with hidden journaling or something like that. But for me, I really want it as an embellishment piece. And a pocket's a great thing to start an embellishment cluster with because it's nice and big. It's like a great foundation piece for an embellishment cluster. So you can see I'm adhering the flowers exactly how I had placed them, essentially creating a cluster bursting out of the pocket, starting with the larger flowers, coming in with the leaves, then adding the smaller flowers, and popping up a few of them. I popped up that red one that kind of overlaps the top of the pocket, and I also popped up that cat at the bottom. You can also see I tucked a flower at the bottom of the pocket to hide that trapped white space, and I'm just starting with my title there. I stopped the camera, continued with my title, added 2 more flowers up by the title, and the yellow one at top is on foam adhesive as well. Now I'm coming in with some enamel dots from my stash. So I'm putting yellow ones in the middle of the red flowers and red ones in the middle of the yellow flowers. And then what I'm going to do is actually get out the sticker sheet for this collection. I like to keep punched out Thursdays mostly tools, but I just couldn't resist. This is a brand new collection for me and I haven't used any of it. So I just used one sticker. It's a tab and it says perfect. So I'm going to stick it up just above Chester's photo there. Now what I'm going to do is add my title. So this is a sticker book from Simple Stories. They have, I don't know, I think there are 6 different alphas in here, 6 different colors, and each one has 3 different alphas. I love them, but they rip so easy. So I'm just taking these square, tiny tile letters and putting the word Tartan Boy underneath it. And that's what we call Chester's toy stuffed cat there. It's Nova Scotia tartan, and I'm from Nova Scotia, and he carries that stuffed cat all over the place, and it's so entertaining to watch. Anyway, that's my layout. Super easy. So for this particular one, I showed you how to make a pocket if you don't have these punches or stamps and dies. Obviously, for flowers and leaves, you can use whatever you have in your stash. And for circles for the background, if you don't have circle dies or a circle cutting system, just take yourself a bowl or some cups, draw yourself a line, and you can cut them out and make yourself some wonky circles. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be absolutely thrilled if you did. Don't forget to check out the other ladies. Their links are in the description box below. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.